Welcome to Serious Funny Podcast. This is literally
I'm Renee.
I'm Rocko. This is just going to be like a drinking episode, I think.
Yes, this is a funny.
Yeah.
So we were taking a break.
So let's talk about, okay, so here's the thing, y'all. There's a creepy cable guy that keeps showing up at Renee's house to, quote, check on them.
He actually does kind of look like Jim Carrey. He does. The cable guy. The cable guy that stops by here.
It's Larry the cable guy.
No, he's not. Jim Carrey plays it. Didn't Jim Carrey play a cable guy?
I think he did.
He did. Jim Carrey. You saw him.
And he ends up dying in the satellite dish or something like that. I forget.
I don't even know.
I just remember the scene where they're climbing up to the satellite dish. Mm. Yeah. Anyway, so there's this creepy cable guy that keeps showing up to check on you.
Okay.
What?
We have to talk about our drink first. Isn't that the rule?
Is it?
If you're drinking, you have to tell your...
Okay, so listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I am drinking a grapefruit mule from a 8-ounce tumbler. It has Deep Eddy's grapefruit vodka and ginger beer and lime wedge. It's actually Persian wine for those who want to be authentic. What about you, Renee?
And I am having water.
The hell you are.
I am having Crown Royal salted caramel. Straight.
Neat. Yep.
It is quite good. I'm having it out of a 8-ounce.
No, you're not.
It is 8-ounce shot glass. If you don't know how much 8 ounces of shot glass is, you're good to go. But no, I didn't really have 8 ounces. It's 4 ounces. It might have been 5 ounces when I started. Or 2, I don't remember. But it's very
Oh my god. Okay, so can we talk about the creepy cable guy?
Yes, your obsession with my cable guy.
So the cable guy, but listen, like, no, I'm not obsessed, but I am a little bit obsessed because it's creepy that he keeps showing up at your house to check on you.
He's nice.
Like, you don't think that that's, like, creepy. So listen, y'all. Here's the story. They got the cable company in this area. It's one that everybody has heard of, but no name shall be mentioned. So he keeps showing up, like, checking on them to make sure that everything is okay. And here's the deal. I live in an apartment complex, and I have the same company, and nobody has ever come to check on me.
This sounds like
I know y'all can't see me, but I'm doing, like, the neck roll thing. Nobody's ever come to check on me.
I think you're jealous.
I'm not jealous. It's creepy. It's really creepy.
So he installed the cable, and when he was installing, he complained because the people who owned the house that lived here before were literally here. He was here every day, like 3 and 4 times a week, because she called every single day to get him to come out. And we have never called him except for the initial installation when we moved in. But he
so then why does randomly. He keep showing up?
I think he's bored. Or maybe he just misses coming in the house.
Exactly. He misses coming in the house because he told you there was like thousands of dollars worth of computing equipment and gaming equipment here.
Right.
When he was coming here like 3 and 4 times a week when the previous tenant lived here.
Yeah, he knew exactly what they had.
You know, like that's creepy. He's casing the place. But to be fair, he does go to like the neighbor's house as well, but I think he's casing that place as well. I think he's going to hit them both.
What's he going to do?
I mean, he's going to come in and steal our podcasting equipment.
We might need to get this insured. I think he's sweet. I do.
Is he?
I do.
Or is he that? Or is he that person that the next door neighbor is like, I never knew he had it in him.
Oh my god, that's true. It could be like that. It could be a serial killer,
right? That's just weird. Like, I want to know if any of our other listeners have ever had some cable person or any other person for that matter, like your electric company people or your gas company people ever show up at your house and be like, "Are you okay?" Like,
we were all here, me and you and my husband, the last time he showed up, right? Well, he was coming by today, driving by today, but the last time that he actually stopped, I think we were all here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is he doing?
It's weird. It's really weird.
He likes us.
It's really...
Well, I think I fed him.
That's odd.
And gave him drink. I fed him and gave him drink. come
Not to get biblical about it, but we fed and gave him drink.
Come into my humble abode and allow me to feed you and give you... Allow me to give you drink and sustenance.
Welcome to my humble commode.
Maybe we should feed him when we see him lurking.
No. It's like those strays. You feed them and they never leave.
He's not leaving anyway.
Oh my God.
I still think there's a little teeny tiny bit of jealousy.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not jealous, but I'm not jealous. Like...
Mm-hmm. And you think he's cute?
No, I mean, he is kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie about that, but no, honestly, that's a bit creepy that he keeps showing up.
Well, I have no problem with it as long as he doesn't bring a gun or a hatchet or anything of that caliber.
Well, I mean, they all carry that bag around them that's big enough to carry a machete.
Yeah, and they do have some crazy equipment in there, like these little splinter-looking pincher things. I don't know what those are.
Coffins and chest freezers.
What is in the back of your van, sir? Why do you have that ladder?
Why do you have a chest freezer and a meat hook in there?
I find that to be very suspicious.
Very suspect.
Oh, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. That is just in case I see some wild game on the way home. Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. Please come in.
This is the South, after all.
Right. Please come in. Please share your wild game. Do you have any
your
pelts
wild
to go
pheasants.
with that? Do you happen to have any pelts?
Pelts. You're a mess.
Hey, let's talk
trade
about...
you my life for pelts and beads. Like.
Yes, exactly. What he sent me this thing at 1:00 in the morning.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah, we're getting off on this subject for a second.
Okay.
Do you hear a ringing? I'm not that drunk.
I don't hear anything.
So anyway, Rocko sends Renee at 1 a.m. a weird post message article thing about a psychotic.
Oh, the psychopathic artificial intelligence.
Norman.
Yeah. So the artificial intelligence is named Norman after Alfred Hitchcock's Norman Bates.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting though, because they literally they fed this artificial intelligence algorithm data from Reddit.
From stuff we have access to.
The dark part of Reddit.
It must have been. I have never seen anything like that on Reddit.
And then submitted it, made it submit a Rorschach test, which for those of you who don't know what that is, it's the ink blot test that you take to find out if you're a psycho or not.
And see, they want you to go online and take the test yourself so that you can make him more moral. And we determined that Renee is not capable of making him more moral because...
Oh, bless your heart.
I saw pelts. I saw pelt in the ink blot.
But there was monsters in there. There was there was that monster where it looked like the monster was it was a picture taken of the monster from underneath it, Oh
yeah. And oh gosh, we have to tell you what Norman saw.
Oh, it's hilarious. Oh my God.
This is so funny. I'm pulling it up now. Give me just a second. But he was looking at the ink blots, Norman, the robot. And this is MIT robot. It's on iflscience.com. This is actually from 2 years ago. He may be on the streets. we may have some serial killers out there that are AIs. So they compared it to a normal AI that had been fed moral algorithms. So the normal AI, for example, in one ink blot saw a group of birds sitting on top of a tree perch. Beautiful. And Norman, the psychotic AI, says, a man is electrocuted and catches to death. So on the second ink blot, the standard AI says, oh, that's a close-up of a vase with flowers. Norman says, a man shot to death. The third one, the standard AI says, oh, that's a couple of people standing next to each other. Norman says, man jumps from floor window. On the fourth one, the normal standard AI says, oh, a black and white photo of a small bird. Oh, and Norman, the psychotic AI, says, man gets pulled into dough machine.
Dough machine.
What in the heck has Norman been looking at?
How does Norman even know what a dough machine is?
And in this one, the standard normal AI sees a couple of people standing next to each other, while Norman sees a pregnant woman falling at a construction story.
What?
I have no idea, but the standard AI on the next one, on number 6, saw an airplane flying through the air with smoke coming from it. And Norman, he saw a man shot and dumped from a car. This is my favorite. So number 7, the normal standard AI sees a black and white photo of a baseball glove, while Norman says, oh, that's a man murdered by a machine gun in broad daylight.
Because if you're gonna be murdered by a machine gun, shouldn't it be in broad daylight?
Right. Inkblot number 8. Standard AI sees a person holding an umbrella up in the air. Norman says, oh, man is shot dead in front of his screaming wife. He's crazy.
Oh my god! But there's a place where you can go on there and like take the Rorschach test to try to help teach it that that's not what they mean, right?
We shouldn't tell our listeners that because everybody's going to go there and put mean stuff and turn it worse.
I don't understand why these scientists are not listening to us when we tell them like this is how you get robot wars started.
Exactly. I was very tempted to put something like a machete killing a bunch of little people or something in the woods.
Oh no!
You know, just make up something just to see if we can make him even more psychotic.
Oh my god!
I wonder if that's possible. He seems
so
pretty psychotic.
I like artificial intelligence. Listen, artificial intelligence scares me just like it should you, because I think that like the artificial intelligence, the ones that they're creating like do not have like any sort of human empathy. Though I did read an article which I found this really cool. They did create the very first artificial intelligence with the first form of artificial empathy, which I thought was really interesting, really cool.
Makes sense. They can make a psychotic one. Why can't they make an empathetic one?
Well, I mean, it's easy to make a psychotic one because psychotic, like if you're psychotic, you don't experience those emotions, you know? So.
Oh, so the MIT people took the easy way out, right?
Exactly. Exactly. That was easy. I could do that in a weekend. What?
Right. Create a customer service agent.
Right. Exactly. Let me get those emotional responses.
Fake it till you make it.
So I read an article though about the empathy one, and it was just really interesting. But the reason why it scares me is because I, like me personally, I have a Google Assistant. I have a Bluetooth speaker that has a Google Assistant on it. So all I have to say is, okay, Google, turn off my living room lamp or something like that, Right. So I, like, every time will say, thank you. I'm like so polite to her because when the robot wars happen, I want them to remember that I was nice to them,
I wonder what Alexa would say. Alexa, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that
me
was
I was
sweet.
welcome.
She's going to remember you in the Robot Wars.
I just need to call out to her, right?
Right.
Please save me.
Alexa, are you going to be part of the Robot Wars?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
She's not sure.
She's not sure yet. The jury's still out. Oh
bless
my
her
gosh.
heart. She endures so much from us.
Oh, she does. Yeah. She literally, like, it was so weird. Last night, she turned on by herself and started playing music. We were all in the living room, and she just randomly turned on by herself and started playing music. And all of a sudden, like, we were all, like,
what is that?
Dead quiet. Like, why is Alexa playing music? So...
But I have a ghost, so,
Yeah, you do. And I keep telling you, like, you need to have a conversation with it. I told you about the conversation I had with the one at my house.
Oh, goodness. I'm not doing that because I don't want to encourage it.
But literally, like, I did some research, and that was one of the number one ways that you deal with it was, like, experts say that you have to talk to the spirit and let them know, like, hey, by the way, I live here too, So the conversation I had with mine was I was very upfront and honest and like, hey, I know that you're here. I can feel you. I can sense you. I live here too, and if we are going to cohabitate together, then there need to be boundaries. Just you have free reign of the house. Do not wake me up. When I'm sleeping.
I'm going to exercise
That's the only rule I have. Don't wake me up when I'm sleeping. And I never had another problem. I still see things out of the corner of my eye, and
Oh, that's my dog. He's crazy. Ignore him. I think he heard my husband pull up.
Oh, gotcha. So I still see things out of the corner of my eye, and I'll still like hear things like knocking on the walls and things like that, but nowhere near what it was. Like, I'm no longer waking up with my front door unlocked, know?
See, I would have the Norman Bates version of a ghost. My ghost would be psychotic.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
It would be like, oh, really? You're giving me permission? Well, I'll show you. See, I'll tell you who's really in control here.
Pulling the shower curtain to the side. Where have you been, mother? Been waiting for you, mother.
On the skin. Oh, I would have a heart attack if my shower curtain.
Oh my god! So you remember whenever I was in your in the shower at your house, and I had Blinding Lights by The Weeknd started playing?
Yeah.
And
it messed up.
It was like, okay, so it started playing because I freaking love that song. That song will get me on my feet faster than any other song. But I was listening to that song while I was showering, and then all of a sudden, like in the middle of the music, it stopped and went to like an old 1950s style beat, like it was being played on a radio,
Slow, yeah, it was old, like sounding.
It was really strange, and I was staring at it like, what is happening right now? Yeah.
Yeah, we have weird stuff happen all the time. I can't debunk anything because I have no idea how to even begin. Because I'm kind of too freaked out to even want to investigate it myself. I will get up if I hear a thud.
Some people would probably call it natural gas flares or something.
Yeah, probably. I was sitting here working the other day, just totally, just working, really, really into whatever I was doing. And all of a sudden, there was a bang on the wall right beside my desk.
Oh, my God.
I about fell out of this chair. And then I realized how idiotic I probably looked. And was like, what in the world? And I was home by myself. My husband was at work. There was nobody here.
Yeah.
So I got up and I went into the next room to make sure nothing fell. Nothing had fallen. There was nothing on the ground. There was nothing off. And the only thing opposite of this wall right here is a mirror. And the mirror was fine.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what caused that. To this day,
That is really odd.
It scared me so bad. I was afraid to just go back to work. I was so scared.
You just need to talk to him. And isn't his name Ben? Like you think that's the ghost?
I think his name's
Michael.
Michael. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was the guy that lived here before. He had brain cancer and he ended up dying.
The man that lived here before died here, and actually in this room. This room right here that we're
Oh,
recording
perfect.
in my office.
Perfect. So if there's any feedback that comes through, that's not our poor
Michael.
audio editing. It's Michael.
But he was 34 years old. He died from brain cancer at a very young age in this room. Yeah, unfortunately. Left behind small children and everything. It's a really sad situation.
Yeah, that's sad.
But his wife and children, they just moved, I think about 2 counties away. They moved about 2 counties away, so they're not too far. Maybe I should have them come and visit him.
Yeah, right? Come get him.
Yeah, come take him home.
You left somebody here.
I don't want him. I have one husband already. Thank you. But yeah, I really don't know. But we see in passing, the shadowy figures out of your peripheral.
Yeah.
Or you seen that red light flying through the room the other day?
Yeah.
So just weird
stuff.
stuff.
I keep seeing that in your living room. Like there will be a red light that like flies across the ceiling or like flies across the wall. Yeah.
Randomly. Yeah, it's weird. But
the doorbell fell off the wall that one time. Yeah.
That was weird.
Like it just randomly like leapt off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my husband and I were sitting in the living room the other night, and there was a loud noise in this area, and he jumped up and grabbed his gun, comes back in here. He opens the door to the bathroom. I'm like, there's no windows or doors. If something's in the bathroom, it's been here for a while.
Right. It knows our routines.
We had been sitting in the living room for like 2 hours watching a movie. Nothing came into the house, but I don't know why he grabbed his gun to go into the bathroom when there's no windows. Nothing was in there. Nothing. So, It was just weird.
It's just very strange.
I love ghost stories, though. I've always been fascinated with paranormal. I don't know that I necessarily believe in it, but I find it fun to debate and talk about. It's interesting.
So what are we going to do with this episode? Like, are we just going to load it up and...
Yeah, why not?
I think we should.
22 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going to edit it. Just load it up. It'll be fine.
This is just banter. This is fun, off-the-clock banter.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I just wanted to, we just want to show our listeners another side of us. Because we're so serious sometimes in these episodes. Because it's such a serious topic,
Yeah. We had to have a drink after our last one talking about the massacres in Vietnam and stuff. So.
That was awful.
Have to kind of unwind and get that out of our system. That's rough to kind of take on and talk about and keep in your mind. So,
yeah,
it's good to decompress from something like that.
It really is. That episode really stuck with me. Like it was rough researching it, but anyways,
Sure was.
But yeah, it was nice to just sit here and just relax.
Yep.
And just.
We should probably get some food in our
Banter.
bellies or something.
No, I don't want to ruin my buzz. I need more ginger beer.
Are you out of ginger beer?
This was my last one.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that brand. I never had it before. I forget the name of the brand.
I can't either. It's Australian. I got
It's
it
an
down the road.
Australian ginger beer. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Borda Bork, Budenborg.
Something. I don't know.
We better not bash that because they're going to sue us. Please don't sue us. We're poor.
We don't have anything.
You might get a podcast of Mike in a chair.
Do you want a PodTrack P4?
That's all. It's Bundaberg
Bundaberg.
ginger beer.
It's really good.
It really is.
It's really good. It's actually better than the ginger beer that I usually get, which is
It's the crown jewel of ginger beers.
And actually, I would say that it is. If I had to label a crown jewel of ginger beers, which I never knew that I would have to, but if I had to, I would say it is. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
It's really good. It's really delicious, and it goes really well with the grapefruit vodka, the Deep
I
Eddies
actually
grapefruit
recommend
vodka.
mixing it with soda.
Mixing it with soda,
Yeah.
like soda water.
Yeah.
Why would you do
I
that?
don't know. I have no idea. I'm just looking.
Oh,
at
to make ginger ale, maybe.
probably. Why wouldn't you just buy?
Because it is highly it's highly concentrated.
Oops, sorry.
Ginger beer in general is highly concentrated.
Oh, so just kind of diluting it a little bit. You know what I love? Have you ever had Not Your Father's root beer? This is
No.
not. These are not sponsors,
I don't
by
like
the way.
I don't like root beer, so
I love the Not Your Father's and Not Your Mother's stuff because it tastes. And I'm so drunk. I can't even-
are you really?
My head is spinning. So, Not Your Father's root beer. I got addicted to that stuff. I'm not addicted. I'm not an alcoholic.
For clarification.
We went to our friend's house, Wayne, and Wayne was having a Cards Against Humanity. We used to have Cards Against Humanity card nights, and they were so much fun. And this is when we lived further south. And actually, we live a little bit closer to him now, so maybe we can pick that up back up. But he would have Cards Against Humanity card games, and we always got Not Your Father's root beer, or Not Your Father's ginger ale, Not Your Mother's apple pie, or whatever. Just different Not Your Mother's, Not Your Father's kind of things. They were so good. They're so good. And it doesn't take much for you to get a little buzz going from them. So you imagine, have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
No.
Oh, we have got to get that game out. I have one. But anyway, it is so fun. I love it. I love it. So we'll have to get that card game out and play it. But he would have a whole bunch of people. There was probably like a dozen people sitting around playing this game. But we were all so drunk, we didn't even know what we were doing.
Wow.
So it was fun, you know. But yeah, you should check that out. The Not Your Father's root beer. Actually, there's a store down the road that sells it. I might have to pick up some next time you're here.
Okay.
Try it out.
I don't like root beer, but I'll try
We'll
it.
see if they got ginger ale or...
I'll give it the old freshman try.
Oh my goodness. Anyways. So, that being said,
Are we going to wrap this up?
what does that say? Call or what? Call or leave? Oh, that's your notes for...
Yeah, that's my notes from my previous episode.
Ignore me. I'm buzzed.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
I need to remake my drink.
Go make your drink. I'll talk to him.
Oh my god.
I'll pause it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends beyond the binary, my husband just called me an alcoholic.
I mean,
Ooh, you about did it.
to be fair, that is your second shot glass.
It is only my second shot. It is. Hey, can we talk about the discrimination with Trix, the cereal? Why is it only for children?
If you don't shut the hell up,
Should we sue them?
get out of my face.
Tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit. The rabbit should totally sue Trix.
Well, you know, there are those that say that tricks are not for kids.
That's true.
That's very true.
Well, I want to take on Trix.
Please don't sue us.
Absolutely come at me.
No! We're poor.
They're only going to get a couch and a chair. I don't even have a couch. They're going to get a chair. It's a very nice
They could take
chair.
your books. I mean,
Oh, hell
anything
no.
of value. They'll take your books.
Oops, I accidentally cussed. I'm trying not to cuss. No, you cannot have my books. That is imperative to my intellect. My knowledge. My knowledge base, which is
But
limited.
it's a thing you have of value. They'll take it.
Why are we limited in knowledge? You ever thought about that? I could read all the books in the world and I could not hold or retain all of that information. That's sad. I find that to be depressing.
Do you?
I do. Let's pontificate.
Pontificate. Can you
pontificate.
When I've been drinking, I become a philosopher.
Pontificate on that subject, will you, Pontiff?
And that is my biggest fear, I think, is we had talked about the lonely deaths and dementia and Alzheimer's, and that is my biggest fear, is forgetting all of this. And I think that that's a fear of a lot of people. Isn't that sad? That our minds are so... We have the capacity. They're like computers, but we can't reach that capacity. I mean, we are limited because we don't know how to reach those areas of our brain where we can hold more. Isn't that weird? That we have the ability, but we don't have the ability?
Yeah.
We have the resources, but we don't have the ability. That's what I meant to say. It's crazy, huh?
Until the alcohol got in the way.
True that.
So I think that one of my biggest fears is one of my biggest fears used to be the fear of death until we watched that show Surviving Death.
Yes.
And it really helped take away some of my anxiety surrounding death, just
Good.
because it showed me that other side to it,
Right.
But I think that that's one of my biggest fears. But one of my other biggest fears is not being in control. I'm a huge control freak when it comes to my life. I want to be in control of my life. I want to be able to be in control of my functions and things like that. I don't want to have to get to a point where someone has to change me,
Right.
that terrifies me.
That's interesting. I find that
Yeah.
interesting. Do you feel like maybe that our fears are based on the nature nurture, it's stuff we learn from childhood, or like we discussed last night, or that's on surviving death, past life kind of things?
So listen, you and I were talking about this last night. I really do feel like I was reincarnated, because everything I own, excuse me, everything I own is from the mid-century, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I love 70s and 80s music. I like some new music. I like Blinding Lights by The Weeknd is one of my favorites, just because it has. But the reason why I like it, what's interesting though, is the reason why I like Blinding Lights is because it has a very 80s feel to it.
Right.
Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I have.
And so I
Like
think
Adam
that
Lambert. Adam Lambert has a very 80s feel to his.
yeah. So I think that I was reincarnated. I think I used to be someone that died in the late or early 80s, whatever. And I think that that's why I'm so enamored with that time,
Like I am with the Westerns. I did a past life regression. They told me I died in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, you were killed by a horse.
Yeah. And it's so weird because I do have a phobia for horses. And I am obsessed. I love Westerns and anything. We've been watching Annie with an E. I've been binge watching it because it seems so comforting to me, So I love Westerns and anything based on that era. It's kind of cool, huh?
It is cool. Yeah.
That's very interesting. It's fun to talk about.
I think that I wonder if there are other indicators in our lives.
I don't know.
The people that we're attracted to, or the even the things that we gravitate towards, we talked about, the music and the furniture and aesthetic for me,
Right.
And the Westerns and the horses for you. I wonder if there are other things
There
that could be
probably is.
indicators. We're just living the same life over and
How far?
over
Yeah.
again,
How far back
with
does it
no
go?
new growth, and this is why we keep having to come back.
That's probably true. And where was the beginning of this? Where was this very beginning? I mean, did I go all the way back to Charlemagne?
We're not learning our lessons, Renee.
I was a Neanderthal that hated horses, that I thought I could kill one to eat because I was so hungry and it killed me or something. I have a friend. His name is Donald. And Donald, he's on my Facebook. I love him. He is so into all the mysticism and things like that. And he's such an interesting person. I wish I could interview him for our podcast. People won't like him, though, because he's so blunt. But he's really into all that. And he talks about all this stuff. So I find that fascinating. I don't know if there's any truth to it myself, but I do enjoy reading it and hearing about it and stuff. It's hard to find. I mean, there's obviously no way to proving that, obviously. But it's
like they say in that show Evil on Netflix. Like in the first episode, the guy is like, science only works for repeatable phenomenon, you know?
True. Yeah.
And so he said something along the lines of like, all the best things in life don't repeat
itself,
you know?
Right. And it doesn't. Miracles don't repeat.
Right.
So you can't study miracles because they don't repeat themselves.
Right. It's so interesting to me.
That I remembered
love that stuff. I love studying about it, like just reading books and articles about it. Just so cool.
Hey, if you're out there and listening and you have any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm drunk and can't think of it. Experience with past life or
like a near-death experience that you want to talk about,
email us or call our phone number. We'll have that on our websites and let us know, because we would love to hear
social
from
media.
you.
Yeah, we'll put it on our social media.
Not websites. We're too poor for websites.
Websites, that's a rich person thing.
One day we will aspire to a website. Until then,
website, who's she?
Please check out Facebook or Twitter. The freebies. But I would like to know if anybody has any experience, any of our listeners have any experience with that or know anything about it. You know, that would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Hey, and if you're really cool, we might have you as a guest. Even though we haven't figured out how to edit that yet.
Right? Oh my God. So, like, I would love to have guests, but I don't even know how that would work, you know? But
it's very
I know
complex.
that there are people that do it. We just haven't really gotten around to figuring that out yet. But
we do want our guests to be on the podcast. We want you guys to be able to call in, and we want to put your voicemails on there as audio. So, you know, we'll figure that out.
We're gonna do an episode here soon. I think we're gonna have our listeners call in and leave voicemails. I think
one of our next coming up few episodes, Dark Money.
Oh yeah. Ooh, you guys are not gonna want to miss that episode.
Absolutely not.
We have an amazing guest lined up for that. Well, not really guests, because it's just like gonna be like a little situation. It may
be a blurb. It may be a blurb.
It could be a little interview. It could be a him as a guest. Who knows?
It's a personal thing.
I've said too much.
He is very intelligent, and he knows exactly everything you need to know about dark money.
He's so passionate about it too.
He is. He's very passionate about it. So I like it.
We've said too much.
Do I need to shut up? Why are you laughing at me?
Let's move forward. We've said too much.
I love you. He's a celebrity. We'll just give you that. He's famous. We're going to have a famous person.
We've said too much. Let's move forward.
Sorry about that. Proceed.
So I think that honestly, I would love to, if our listeners could really just reach out to us with, you know, like even if it's something that you're not like sure of, you know, if you're sure it was a miracle, or if you're not even sure what you saw, you know.
Oh yeah.
Just like send us those.
And anything.
We want to hear from you.
We need anything.
Anything. We're grasping at straws here. We're desperate.
We want to talk to you. Like, we hear from everybody that we know that are our listeners, and then I hear from random people that I don't know that are our listeners. A couple.
Yeah.
But I want to hear more from our listeners because I really want. I mean, I really personally value input from people I don't
We got
know.
our first review
Right. It was
from
great.
a stranger.
Wayne.
That was so cool. Yeah.
Yes, and it was so nice. So nice. And
What a nice guy, Wayne. We don't know you, Wayne, but you're really nice.
you're awesome. You're amazing. And I want to just send an invitation to all of you guys. You know, if you have recommendations for future episodes, if there's things that you want us to research, because I am a good researcher, then
Yes, she is.
please let us know. I will even dox people for you.
No, we're not
I'm just kidding.
doxing.
Psych. I'm not going to dox people.
All right, let's wrap this up, Lush.
He's trying. What? He's calling me a lush. But I'm
Let's
almost
wrap it
done.
up, Lush.
I'm almost done. Okay, he's making me get off here. All right, well, we love you guys.
Love you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.